our married lives. We've raised our kids here, buried our dead here, watched those we love come and go.
Not everyone is married, you know. Not everyone wants to get married. I like living alone. No one to answer to. No one to hinder me and me thoughts.
Do you not get lonely sometimes?
You don't have to live alone to feel lonely. And I've great neighbours. It's a great community. I do anything for them. And them me. I was born here. Well, not here. Up the hospital. The Coombe, like. This is where I was brought home to. This is where we lived. Until Pat was born. The celebrations. A boy.
The pride and joy.
After 5 girls.
The son and heir.
Everything was for Pat.
That was the way it was back then.
That's when they got the house in Grey Street. After Pat was born.
Grey Street, Brabazon, Dean Swift Square, Pimlico, Thomas Court, Brickfield Lane, Bond Street, Francis Street, Merchants Quay, RD Weaver Street, Basin View.
You must know Anne.
From Thomas Court.
Her family came from over the road in Pimlico, up the square, you know the one. The little one-bed cottages at the back, the 2 beds down the front. The 1-bed cottages were for the brides, the newlyweds. You'd go see the Earl.
The Earl of Meath.
The veil still warm on your head, and ask the Earl for a newlywed cottage, a 1-bed, up the back. Then as your family got bigger, you moved down to the front cottages, the 2 beds. Then after that, if you had no sense or self-control, you ended up over here in Thomas Court.
3 bedrooms.
A kitchen and a parlour.
No bathroom though.
Well, there was.
Out the back.
They were considered big houses back then. There was a lot of poverty.
Nothing much has changed, so.
Row Lane, Lamb Alley, Michael's Close, Chamber Street, Garden Lane, New Row South, Cork Street, Eklund Street, Marks Alley West, Long's Place, Loretto Road, Ash Street Grove.
Anne was 6 when she moved here. Do you remember what it was like to be 6?
No.
70 years ago now, when Anne was 6. It's her house now, was her mother's then. People didn't own their own houses back then, ordinary people. The rent man had to be paid.
Nothing much has changed, so.
Well, it did for a while. Anne bought her house.
I bought mine.
You're over on Grey Street, aren't you?
Yeah. Bought it after Mammy died. I was living back there. Moved back in the 80s. Bought it on my own. Wasn't easy. Back then your husband was the man of the house. If he said, you do this, you did that. I once heard my nephew describing my house as his nana's house. And I mean, it was for a while. But I told him, no, this is my house. This is Josie's house. And Josie lives in Josie's house. Because it's important, you know, when you're after. We went through a lot.
It was different for a while. You could own your own place. Hard for the young people now. Hard for them to stay.